Hey there, welcome back to our channel. If you're serious about taking control of your insulin resistance and putting it into remission, then you've come to the right place. In today's video, we'll be discussing 3 fantastic breakfast options that are insulin resistant friendly. So, if you're ready to improve your metabolic health, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Now, I've mentioned this before, but the first meal of the day holds significant importance in our overall health, especially when it comes to our hormones and how they respond to food. Since we consume breakfast on an empty stomach, it gets broken down and absorbed more rapidly, making it crucial for individuals with insulin resistance. You see, people with insulin resistance have difficulty regulating blood sugar and insulin, so choosing the right foods in the morning can have a tremendous impact. Let's dive into our first option. Eating nothing. Yes, you heard that right. Skipping breakfast altogether can actually be one of the best things you can do for insulin resistance. Now, before you dismiss this idea, hold on. I promise I have 2 more options coming up that involve actual food. But it's true, even pushing back breakfast by an hour or 2 can make a significant difference. Let me explain why. Insulin resistance is caused by high levels of insulin circulating in the body, a condition known as hyperinsulinemia. When insulin is consistently high, our cells become overwhelmed. Normally, when insulin rises, it signals to the cells that glucose is available, and the cells take in the glucose for energy. However, when insulin is chronically high, the cells become resistant to it because they're already full of glucose. The higher our insulin levels, the more resistant our cells become, and this is detrimental to our blood sugar regulation. On the other hand, when insulin is low, our cells become more sensitive to it again. So, how do we control our insulin levels? Well, a general rule of thumb is that whenever we eat, insulin goes up, and in between meals, when our food is fully digested and processed, insulin goes down. Skipping breakfast or extending the fasting period can help improve insulin sensitivity. Now, I understand that some of you may find it challenging to skip breakfast altogether, especially if you experience headaches or fatigue when you don't eat right away. So, here's a helpful hack for you. Low electrolyte levels may be the culprit, so drinking plenty of water or taking an electrolyte supplement can ensure you're properly hydrated and fight off those symptoms. You can add a scoop of Sodi's everyday hydration salts to your water within the first hour of waking up. Sodi's products contain no sugar or artificial sweeteners, and they taste great without breaking your fast. Alright, let's move on to our second option: eggs, bacon, and avocado. Now we're talking about actual food. This combination makes for one of the best breakfast choices if you have insulin resistance. Let me explain why. Firstly, it's low in carbohydrates, which require the most insulin to process compared to protein and fat. By keeping carbs on the lower side, especially during your first meal of the day, you'll require less insulin to process the meal. Additionally, this breakfast option provides a good amount of protein from the eggs and bacon, as well as a healthy dose of fat from all 3 foods. Protein is essential for building and maintaining muscle mass, and it's also satiating, meaning it helps keep us full for longer periods, reducing the need to eat frequently throughout the day. But here's an important point. If you're insulin resistant, it's crucial to pair protein with fat. Consuming too much protein on its own can cause our bodies to convert some of it into glucose for energy, which can lead to elevated blood sugar levels. But when we consume fat with the protein, our bodies can use the fat for energy instead, without needing to convert protein to glucose. Now, let's move on to our third option: a fat-based smoothie. While I generally recommend eating whole foods over drinking them, I understand that many people enjoy smoothies for their taste and convenience. However, most smoothies are packed with high-sugar fruits, which can spike your blood sugar and insulin levels, worsening insulin resistance. But fear not, a few simple swaps can transform your smoothie into an insulin-resistant friendly option. Start by swapping high-sugar fruits for lower-sugar options like berries, and add a source of healthy fat, such as unsweetened nut butter or half an avocado. These swaps help balance the macronutrients in your smoothie and prevent excessive sugar intake. You can also switch from oat milk to full-fat coconut milk, as oat milk can negatively impact insulin resistance. And to boost the protein content, consider adding a protein or collagen powder. Lastly, swap out honey for stevia to further reduce the sugar content. Now, the principles we discussed in this video can be applied to any meal, not just breakfast. By evaluating the carbohydrate, protein, and fat content of your meals, you can determine if they're insulin-resistant friendly or if adjustments need to be made. Remember, everything is on a spectrum, and with a few modifications, you can make almost any food more insulin-resistant friendly. Alright, folks, that's it for today's video. I hope you found these breakfast options helpful for improving your insulin resistance. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite breakfast is and if you plan to make any alterations based on what you've learned today. And don't forget to check out Sodi, our recommended electrolyte supplement, which you can find in big supermarkets and shops. If you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for our upcoming video on the worst breakfasts you can have for insulin resistance. And if you want to catch up on our most recent upload, click up there.